I wonder if I can use one of these tools.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags. The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
Lieutenant, what do you think could be in there?
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
Yes, I feel like there's something in there. Seems like a reasonable assumption. Then we should open it immediately. How do we get the lock open?
We could try using a pry bar. The one we took from my motor carriage.
Or, Lieutenant?
Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
Oh, okay. So, we will definitely fail this. So we'll leave. Let me look at these. Okay, so now I have a skill point. But... I see. How do we tell how many levels we have? Okay. Open trash container. Oh, there's a map. Visual footprints in the dust. What does that mean? None of these are... Huh. Map information incomplete. Acquire a copy of the city map. Oh, so like Resident Evil. Okay. You have to acquire a map. I haven't had to collect a map in a game in so long. Alright, let's see if he'll give up this key.
Can I help you?
Is the trash container out back yours?
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Well, duh.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
I wonder what this feeling is. No, it doesn't. Nothing stirs in me, and it isn't callous. It's common sense.
Prod at him and find out.
Doesn't it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor?
Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
We need those keys.
What do you need them for?
To investigate.
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Okay. We're making progress. 2 hours into the game. We're gonna find our first clue.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags.
Open the padlock with the key.
With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there? Open the lid. Wait,
There
honestly.
is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid.
Open the lid.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Look under the boxes of carton. Pick up the rags. Search the food waste.
You see milk and egg armrest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Pick at the rags.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Grab them.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
The lieutenant produces a black plastic bag marked evidence from his pocket. Bag the trousers.
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or empty. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but
He looks into the container. I wonder if the guy was hung with his own belt.
the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Reach for
A
it.
drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Ew.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that,
A thrown out towel, a mug, that's all.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them here. You think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
Okay.
the lieutenant nods.
The kids wouldn't
then
have been able to
looks
throw
back
it away.
into the trash container.
The mug. I'm getting that mug too. Why?
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron,
What the heck?
only in its social sensibility.
The lieutenant briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the trash. Search the food
It's
waste.
just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels mostly, unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Pick it out.
They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Oh, interesting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
No, it can't be. I don't know what this is.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there.
A miserable-looking slip of paper sticks to the board.
If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash?
It must have been cramping my style. It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin. What the fuck? I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore. That's why I tried to flush my cop life down the toilet. I'd rather not talk about it right now.
Well,
He doesn't know what to say.
His eyes express a rare condolence. Then he picks it up.
lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes.
Okay, I'll do that. I don't know, man. Sounds like an order. I don't take those.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Close the lid. Yeah, we're done.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your copo type.
What's a capo type?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
Cool cop? Some kind of weapon cop? Sorry cop? I'm sorry, I'm not sure. I'm sorry you had to monitor me.
No, you're the sorry cop.
Ha!
The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here.
Okay, but what are the other capo types? Won't the other capo types be jealous? I'm sorry. You know, actually, I'm not sorry. I changed my mind. Fucking they should be sorry. Who? Who's they?
Oh, you know. Apocalypse. Superstellar.
What
the advanced interesting cop. Liquid shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go?
Dang. I'm sorry.
Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this. Like, info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million.
Dang. So we picked up, wait. Oh, I see. Read your ledger and name the case. Who put the clothes in the trash? Ask Kuno if he knows anything. Ask Guard if he knows anything. How do I see my notes? Okay, so I just got this one. Temporary research bonus. -1 to authority. Embarrassment to the party. Oh my gosh. You're one sorry piece of shit. A cop pentient. A flagellant cop monk. This is not the right line of work for you. You should be groveling at the feet of a feudal lord, providing lurid evidence against yourself at the Mazovian show trial, or ripping the flesh from your back with a cat of 9 tails. Oh my god. Whatever made you this way, you can be damn sure it was your own fault. Do it. Really criticize yourself. Who knows? You might uncover something of importance from your guilt-ridden past. Internalize? I don't exactly know what the internalize skill, like what this button does. But it seems to do something. Oh wait, I didn't even realize. Oh, these are all the things that I can become. Okay. Okay. I don't know how long I'm also I wonder if I can analyze the belt.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Guess not. Okay. I guess we'll talk to this kid again.
Look, see? It's the fucking war pig! Try not to knock yourself out.
You belittled yourself before the Kuno. Now you must seek his forgiveness.
Look, you're on my crime scene. I can't have uncooperative civilians here. Look, I want to make this right with Kuno. Make amends. Yeah, I don't have time for this.
Fucking what pig?
Amends, Kuno. I was wrong to try to hit you. I'm sorry. You're a cool dude. Let's just bury the hatchet, okay? It may not look like it now, but you may have vital information.
Yeah? How are we gonna make it up to Kuno, pig shit?
I don't have anything. What can I offer Kuno?
Please don't waste time on nonsense.
But I got a
The lieutenant
task
does not
force.
approve of this at all.
Don't listen to the blind fuck, piggo. You're doing the right thing here. Trying to get Kuno to like you again.
He pauses to think.
You can pay tribute to Kuno with drugs, or cigarettes, or some wheels. Kuno could use some wheels.
You're freaking
Motorized
12!
shit.
I don't... whatever then.
What are you doing?
The lieutenant's dark eyes peer into yours over his spectacles. I need to make a truce with Kuno, offer him something. Nothing, Lieutenant. I don't want to get into this.
No, you really, really don't. That is a 12-year-old boy. His opinion of you doesn't matter.
But we
You don't
need
fucking
questions
matter, fuck him.
answered. What the heck? I'm still gonna mark it down as something I need to do. You're right, Kim. You're right, of course.
But why? You're turning this into a huge thing.
In punching, someone always ends up being someone's bitch. Don't you know anything about male power structures, Kim? It's just very hard for me to let things go. I know it doesn't matter, but I need to make this right. I'll say that.
Okay. If you absolutely need to. But
He
right
sh-
now, let's
oh.
move on.
Okay, I thought that we could ask him the question, but I guess not. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we're gonna talk. Wait, what's this? You tried to punch Kuno and failed catastrophically. Now you need to make a truce with him to gain access to his knowledge. Offer him something he might like. Smokes? A man from Heimdall? Book? Interesting. Oh, so we can probably buy the book from old girl.
Can I help you?
Here's your trash container key.
Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for.
I found the victim's clothes.
How strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
That was a very strange reaction. Maybe you don't remember putting them there. Maybe you were sleepwalking or in a fugue state. Could someone on your staff have put them there? Who else has keys to the trash container?
The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself down the road.
On Clinton Street, near the Boogie Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway. It stops by a rusted trash container. Two men, their faces rough and swollen, jump out. They look at the container despondently. CSM is written on their backs.
Thank you anyway.
Could someone on your staff have put them there?
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene. Yes?
Okay. I wonder if we have to go back upstairs, possibly. What's this? Who else has unauthorized access to the whirling trash? Find this person and you'll know who tampered with the scene. It may take a while. Oh, I'm glad that it, like, warns you. Still haven't found a bag to pick up bottles so I can put them, like, exchange the bottles for money. Let's go to the bookstore. This book has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on its cover. The book appears to be erotica, but without actual erotica. On the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames. Okay. This is a book about pate. This book, you don't really understand what it is about, nor does it seem important. A book about, I don't know what, Boyadero culture? I don't know. A book about the future. The government reads your mind is using radio technology. Oh, goodness. Most checks have secret difficulty modifiers. Talking to the right person can reopen a closed white check. Oh, interesting. Okay. You're who I wanted to speak with.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
The clerk extends a greeting.
Welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
The curse.
A golden pendant hangs around the woman's neck, in the shape of what looks like a tiny fish head trapped in amber.
Before we go on, you seem to be well off enough. Can you give me some money? I feel there won't be an opportune moment to ask later. Oh my gosh. A curious pendant you're wearing. Narrow your eyes mysteriously. So you're the owner of the store? I'll ask about the pendant.
Helps to have an anchor in these times.
She clutches the pendant and narrows her eyes as well. What the heck? This is such a weird response. Are you the owner?
I am. The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice is high-pitched as if to give more penetration.
She has fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new customers. It doesn't work.
What if I want to buy a book? The girl outside mentioned that this place is cursed. Your daughter is the one standing outside of the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
5. I felt some interest. 1. Not impressed. I'm not going to grade a human being. I don't do that. 10. She's certainly very polite and helpful. I'll say that.
I guess it's better than nothing.
Oh well.
She'll have to try harder next time.
What the heck? The way you're handling her strikes me as wrong. Annette is quite the trooper. She's great value add. She's a great value add. I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's change the subject. Let's see.
Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your or anyone's business.
Okay, let's change
The
the
woman
subject.
before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
The girl outside mentioned that this place is cursed.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
Doesn't feel like it's thriving. Feels ghostly.
What if I want to buy a book?
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? See those shelves there? Go. Be drawn.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
Farewell for now, book peddler. What the heck? Okay. Gift books and molten candy. Old sports magazines tucked away in a dark corner.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
I'll just look through the pile, I
An
guess.
endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag. A towering mountain of colorful board game boxes. The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Heimdall somewhere. Rows and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Heimdall.
I don't think I have enough to buy a book.
To Heimdall. And the Solipsistic. Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man. Maybe 100. Man from Heimdall and the Sages at the End of the World. Man from Heimdall and the False God. Man from Heimdall and the Scorched Earth. Man from Heimdall, the Heimdall Colonies. Man from Heimdall and the Swamp Beast. Man from Heimdall and the Snow Crabs.
The heck?
Those snow crabs are worse than they sound.
Is that all?
Not even close.
Oh, gee whiz.
Man,
Oh, Man from Heimdall. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books.
Why are they so popular?
Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and
Dang.
nothing to do.
Sounds good. Which one should I start
What
with?
does it matter? They're all the same.
Oh.
However, the customer is always right, they say. If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Heimdallaman, the Man from Heimdall. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Pain threshold. Do any of the books call out to me?
nothing of interest.
Oh.
Only silence and the cosmic background pain radiation.
Dang. So, like, even if you have a high percentage to pass something, you have a chance to fail. Okay, whatever. I have no money. I need to, like, cheat and figure out where I can pick up a bag to get money at. So I can collect these bottles. The book collects the national recipes of Arda. They are all about lake trout. A quaint picture book brochure, very colorful. It's a tome of fascist magic, rather candid. Interesting. Okay. Another boring book just discarded here. Okay.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
Oh.
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services. Various paranatural books still litter the shelf.
I really need to figure out, like, how to get money. Can I go back here? She's
You
gonna yell
see
at
a
us.
set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees
Oh,
only.
damn. Pull open the curtains.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you.
Something to do with her pendant, maybe?
Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Pull them open.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hand is closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're dumb if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
What the heck is that supposed to mean?
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Ma'am, this is different. I'm a police officer. I need to go in there. But I sense this place is calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold. I don't care. You can't stop me. I'll open them. All right, I'll think about it for a while. Let's
Why?
say this.
It's not like anyone was killed there.
She stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
This is about the curse. That's why you're afraid?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees. I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
But I sense this place is calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
Okay, maybe I'll
Thank
say I'll
you.
think about it.
Let's just talk about this first, all right? There's no reason for you to venture into the unknown.
Lies. Rip them open, we say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful.
Uh-oh.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Okay, let's just open them.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
I warned you. You're unleashing forces beyond your understanding.
What? Oh my. Oh my gosh. Ghostly silhouettes of hair dryers. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Merely looking at that unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity, gee whiz. Let's do the door.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. What if you just break it down?
We can't do that. It's 42%. I mean, you may retry this. Maybe I should break it down, but not before I strategize. Knock on the door. Let's see what
Only an
happens.
echo. No one is there.
Let's see. Did we succeed? Oh, we didn't. Ah, I need to be really careful. I've only got 1 health
You
left.
smash into the wood and see a
Oh,
small
I
crack appear
see.
on the door frame. It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side. But you've done it.
Wait, you smash out into the wood and see a small crack appear. It's gonna take 1 more try. Okay.
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
The lieutenant stares at you as you stand there, silent and brooding. Smash the door again, wordless. Smash into the door and shout, fuck the system. Smash into the door and shout, freeze, dirtbag. Smash into the door and shout, hands up now. Smash into the door and say, fuck, it hurts. We'll do that one. I have 2 health now, so I should be fine. Oh my gosh, we just unleashed the grudge.
What is this place?
The lieutenant stares at the dusting training equipment. It's an adventure! It's the netherworld, beyond the veil. Looks like a gym to me. No idea, Kim, but my head hurts. My head hurts bad. Looks like a gym to me.
Yes, but no one's been here in ages.
He draws a stripe on the dusty floor with his
I
foot.
doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages? Let's just keep going. I'm sure it's just a regular abandoned house. Nothing mysterious here.
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
Glad he's so logical. Okay, so... How do I equip this? Oh, never mind. Damage left. Oh, this is how I read. Okay. How do I, use interact button in inventory to inspect the book? What? Do I have to... I don't, it's not doing anything. Interact, it says use interact button. Oh,
It's
herp
the
derp.
ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Anything else? I think I got it.
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Inspect the toilet paper.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Take it off.
Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila! The ledger now looks marginally better.
Inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run your fingers across the aluminium.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
Hey, Lieutenant, what is this? Point to the sticker.
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property.
Interesting. What kind of
It
information?
depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Like, for example...
All RCM vehicles have had lights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
Oh, nice.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Thank you.
Okay.
He returns to his neatly kept notes.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand. It's a sorry sight.
Browse the white papers.
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs.
I'm gonna take a quick break and let my dog out because he is pacing. I just don't want him to have an accident in the house. Okay. Okay, it says there's not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered with faint red lines forming short paragraphs.
Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
What is in there? What are they about?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51.
And it's March
this year.
51.
The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you.
There was a mention of a naming convention here. Count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
Commit to paper.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager.
Cross out the ones you've already finished.
A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the Citizens Militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
The Hanged Man, the Furies are at home in the mirror. What the heck? The setting sun, shit on a stick.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
I'm done inspecting
You don't
these.
exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now. In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out.
What types of forms are there?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields. These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing. A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs,
Gee whiz.
color of the irises, predation marks, condition of sexual organs.
Enough of these.
Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
Look at the
It's
clipboard.
made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters, RCM.
What color did you say it was?
Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it.
Shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
Peek inside.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
How would I open it?
With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Wow, I cannot do this. I wonder why. You may retry it though.
Is not what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it some, then crack it. The goddamn thing is stuck. A hot flash of rage comes over you. For a moment there, before it recedes, you feel as though you might just squeeze a tear of anger out of your duct. Makes you wonder, why? It's unjust, that's why. You can't even get to that thing anymore. The ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess suddenly afraid of you for some reason.
Smell the ledger?
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Well, I guess let's
Arson,
do this again
petty
since...
theft, spousal abuse. Handwritten logs on dozens of investigations date back to January 51.
Oh.
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name.
Oh my, and they're all written in capital letters
Yes,
too.
all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
More?
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout.
We are such a bad investigator though.
You like this grimy murdering, don't you? It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Kim, all my cases are similar to what we use. Okay.
Yes, how very childish of you. In your and my defense, almost everyone in the RCM uses the titular system, in addition to the official alphanumeric.
Why is that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
Oh my god. Okay.
You don't exactly close them.
Okay, so...
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much. Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do. I'm going to push this into the face of every merchant I find and tell them this is your inane ideology. The mug will be useful. By denouncing it, I can earn political capital to mask my badass hustling, i.e. fraud and embezzlement. The mug didn't belong in the trash. It was a funny mug. Can't anyone laugh anymore? Oh gosh, I don't know.
But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work. Just finish your case, detective.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay. Okay, so let's equip our flashlight and get in front of Kanima's headlights to read the halogen watermarks in your ledger. This may yield some information about who you are. Well, first we will look around here. Oh, that's kind of cool. The flashlight light goes wherever we point. Sand is dripping from a punching bag. Oh, there are stairs. The poster says Citrus Fortis. The rest is worn off. Worn out wall bars. They look unsafe.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with.
Oh my
Lift
gosh. What the
them. There
heck?
are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar?
Is this familiar because I'm a weightlifter? Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
What kind of bastard would just remove the collars? It should be a felony. Actually, I don't really care about safety hazards.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Was there anything else? No. Okay, I can't run. It's fine. Whatever. What is this, like, interconnected? The hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. Okay. Oh, there's something over here. Fuck. A large demi-john full of strange liquid. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. Airship rotors covered in spider webs. They remind you of blades. The heck? Take all. A naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow color. Blue velvet, soft to the touch, moth bitten. We're getting so much money. Skirts with slipstream printed on the laminated top. Oh, skis. Laminated on the top layer. What's this? Production schedule. Steel rotor blades bearing a slipstream logo. Who is in here? How do I get over there? Oh, this way.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural.
What the heck?
Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Inspect the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic.
Is this a game?
Translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin. And even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Examine the welkin. This is important.
It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Tuareg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
Why would anyone spend so much time on this?
Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
That's funny. Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
One of them is a Welkin supremacist.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
The lieutenant nods at the Welkin's facial hair. Well, this has been educational. Let's move on
Just
from the
look at
Welkins.
those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone.
Inspect the photos.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog
What the heck?
or morphine, a much needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Inspect the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money.
Keep reading. What happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
The lieutenant looks at the frigid ice field of
A
nothingness.
note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Inspect the notes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: Call in, Tune out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe. Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise.
Eve. Interesting. Okay, so... This is like a little
This
safe.
appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
He sounds surprised and a bit cautious. Do you think I should turn it on?
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Look inside the compartment.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Insert the production schedule.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Press play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Oh no. It was already glowing and now it's also making a sound. It's probably some alien CO-like technology.
What the heck?
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What is the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
You mean that glowing thing I put inside?
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
I don't know.
If you are unsure, could you please take a look?
How do I do that?
Open the hatch on the compartment. Don't touch the wires. A current is running through it, but the core is safe. There's a filament inside. I need to know what it's called.
It's called the production schedule.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Oh
You
god.
should ask her for a hint.
A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint? Is it my birthday? This is the police. Please open this thing. I don't know the password.
No. Received. I will register this login attempt.
Oh
That
no.
sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do. Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why did you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment.
You hear her flip through a catalog before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
And what's that? This interactive call-in radio game. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but...
Any other questions?
You hear her ask when the connection finally improves. What are you, a machine, or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Yvonne is my partner tells me that you're here because radio computer guys are all paranoid. She repeats passwords. What do you mean? Programming people are all paranoid. Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
They are merely cautious. It's my job to protect their filaments as a password repeater.
Oh,
at
I
the
see.
East Insulindian station.
Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I
I
am?
work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark. Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
Doesn't it get lonely doing this job?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk to people all day.
That's why she does this.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident. Thank you, and goodbye.
The old lady's voice disappears along with the static.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Press print.
Nothing happens.
Oh.
The
Remove.
filament slides out of its glowing nest. Nothing happens.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, maybe the password's on here somewhere. I should have
This old
inspected.
fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. A diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being. The symbols seem very esoteric.
What am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical here? This must be an elaborate piece of art.
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, All lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
Excuse me.
Looks like a surveillance program.
Wait, who's the game master?
Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people.
If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. All of this is gone, left unrealized.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Why do you say that?
The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Okay, there was one more thing. Oh, it's like...
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
Looks like an undercover counterintelligence program. It's just a failed business. The only question is, what the hell were they making? No time, let's move. I'll say that.
No, that's not it. I think...
The lieutenant takes a step back, steepling his hands.
Looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it. Make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
How are they planning to do that? Has anyone ever done this before? And this is a role-playing game? What do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard. Through call-in stations, none of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the Game Master Frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked.
Has anyone ever done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry. But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an interinsulary game before. We just don't have the technology.
And this is a role-playing
Indeed.
game?
Those Welkins are a dead giveaway. The role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the We Were board game, with hit death thrown in.
Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
The lieutenant tilts his head, thinking. They were insane if they thought they could do this. It was just a play to cheat money out of their investors' pockets. The world is cold and lonely. This would keep its company. Let's finish it. I don't know why they were insane if they thought they could do this. Like, I don't know why this would be a response.
It's too late for that, I'm afraid.
So he says a half smile breaks out on his face. He says, looking around the derelict room, the pipes howl and a rat crosses the floor.
Let's keep moving.
I think I gained a point. I'm actually not sure, like, what I should be leveling up in. I kind of just want to keep leveling up in this. It's because it says reconstruct crime scenes, make laws of physics work for the law. Oh, but skill cap reached.